to the NWGA football 7AA single A preview show, joined by Benton Burge, Paul Cavan. And for those that don't know, NWGA stands for Northwest Georgia.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
well, we're down to the two smallest classifications, and it seems like these classifications are more in the Northwest Georgia area than any. So, me and Paul are super excited about being able to talk about the local schools.
Yeah, the two smallest, but the most in number, I think. I think we got quite a few schools to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
So we'll start with 7AA, man. Rockmart won it last year. Model 2, Fannin 3, North Murray 4. What do you guys think about that? The one spot in 7AA this year.
Well, it's probably going to ruin my predictions, but I'm going to go with the incumbent, and I think Rockmart can get it done again. But just too many athletes. They're going to reload. Rockmart's going to be a very good team. Now, there may be some teams that could compete a little bit, especially a little closer than what I guess in the past they have. But this year I still go with Rockmart.
Paul?
Yeah, I'm going with Rockmart number 1 as well. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And right now they're the man. So, like Benton said, they got a lot of athletes, and until somebody proves otherwise, then I'm going Rockmart number 1.
Yeah, like I said before we came on the show, and I say every one of these shows, I always look at returning starting quarterbacks when I make my picks, and they have one of the best in Davis coming back. Kid can do it with his feet, with his arm. I'm going with Rockmart number 1. How about the number 2 spot, the other home field playoff spot there?
Actually, I think I have it going backwards. We've talked about who we got winning it. Can we go from the bottom up?
Yeah, let's go to the bottom.
Yeah.
Who we got slide into that number 4 spot?
I got the Model Blue Devils and the new the blue turf over at Model. I got Model finishing in 4th, and I know I'm probably going to catch a lot of flack for that. I think Model finished 2nd in the region last year, or higher than 4th. But I think Model's going to make a playoff run, but they're going to be in 4th this time. And my third selection, I got North Murray. I think North Murray, a lot of skill on offense. Yet to see how their defense is going to stand up. It was up and down a little bit last year, but I think they're going to be improved there, and they'll have enough to they're going to score points, I believe. The running back's going to get out there. Just freakish athlete. He's going to throw it and run it, and I think they'll be a playoff team. Fannin County Rebels. Fannin County has Model at Fannin County, and I think that's one of the reasons why I see Model below Fannin in this time, because just history repeats itself. It's tough to go win at Fannin. Ask the number 1 seed Rockmart last year. It was not an easy victory when they went to Fannin County. And I think Fannin will be on the road at Model this year, so I'm not sure if it'll be quite as close. But like I said, I got Rockmart in the top spot. Paul?
Yeah, I feel a little bit similar, Ben. I'm going Model at 4. Once again, I know they've got some good players coming back. Honeycutt is a heck of a coach over there. And again, this is a competitive region. A couple of the regions we're going to talk about today are really competitive, and we don't always know what we're talking about. But I'm going to go with Model number 4. But I think they have the potential to possibly finish as high as number 2. Then I'm going to go with Fannin County at 3 and North Murray at 2. And part of the reason I'm going with that is that North Murray has Fannin at home, and I think North Murray has a bunch of speed and a bunch of athletes on offense. I think they're going to be hard to slow down. So we'll see how it goes. But I think after Rockmart at 1, those 2 through 4 could potentially, depending on how things go, all be interchanged. But I'm going to Rockmart, North Murray, Fannin, and Model.
Yeah, I'm going to change things up a little bit. Number 4, I'm going with North Murray. It's tough to lose the player of the year. I think Scholar will do a great job at quarterback. They have probably the best player in the region in Judson Petty. Like Paul said, man, this is so close from 2 to 5, really. I think Haralson County will be in the mix.
Yeah, yeah.
My number 3 team, Fannin County. I think just the youth at Fannin County is why I put them at 3 and not at 2. I know they're going to be good. Coach does a great job up there with them. But yeah, Benton brought up the point that they do host Model at home, and Fannin is probably the hardest place to play in Northwest Georgia. But
yeah,
that being said, man, I'm going with Model Blue Devils at number 2. Coach Honeycutt's done a great job his time there, bringing back Jake Sanders, returning quarterback. Got a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. They played a heck of a defense over there behind Honeycutt, but not enough to get number 1, Rockmart. And I think Rockmart is set up to go a long way in the state playoffs. Man, I could see them, at least making the Final Four again, if not further.
Yeah.
How about the schedule that Rockmart plays, though? I think I brought it up in the chat earlier today. They start their spring game off with Rome, and they have Cedartown, Cass. It's crazy for a 2A school to step up like that.
Yeah, even single A, they play Irwin County, right, again this year?
Yeah, Irwin County.
Irwin County's no pushover for anybody.
Just think about what kind of battle tested they're going to be when they get to 7-2A there. It's going to be there's going to be nothing that they hadn't seen.
Yeah.
No.
I kind of think they learned a couple of years ago. Remember they had such an easy schedule, against the 2A teams. They were beating everybody 65-0 that they wanted to get a little competition early in the season. It's kind of hard to play those kind of games for 10 weeks and then step into the playoffs. But they for sure have the competition.
Yeah.
Got a little comment over here from a Raven County fan, man. He said Raven County's mostly young. Sophomores, just a few seniors. So they might go 7-3, 8-2.
Oh, how terrible! What a Raven County. I think their limit is somewhere around 7-3, 8-2. I don't know if I've ever seen them go less than that.
Yeah. Hey, I'll say this though, that one of the most interesting fall scrimmages to me is Raven County and Bowden.
Yeah,
I'm very interested in that.
Yeah, like I said, we said Haralson County will be in the mix. I think Haralson County's got a tough team. We're all looking forward to seeing what Gordon Central does this year with the new head coach. Murray County's young. I saw them a couple of times this summer. They have a quarterback that can sling it. We'll see what happens in a couple of weeks, huh?
Yeah, we sure will. Won't be long.
All right, let's move on to 7A.
Do a quick overview on 7A.
7A, yeah. Last year, Darlington Tigers were your region champions. Trine 2, Pepperell 3, Dade County was 4. Benton, how you see it hashing out this season?
Well, similar, real similar. I'll go with my number 4 seed is Dade County, and I kind of bounce back and forth. I honestly think, depending on how things go, the 3, 4, 5, 6, you can interchange between, Pepperell, Dade, throw our Murchie in there, and Chattooga. I think, depending on, how the ball drops, I guess you'd say. Right now, I'd go with Dade and Coach Poston. I was kind of worried about what they were going to do at quarterback. Then I've watched 7-on-7s. I've seen them in the spring, and they're a playoff team. They're going to be just fine there. They got the big physical running game, and then they got on the edge, Demetrius Walker. I like him as a talent. You get him a little tunnel screen or something, he's going to take it to the house. So,
yeah.
I think they got plenty to score enough points and play good enough defense to get in the playoffs. I'm going to go Pepperell at 3. Pepperell and, Darlington is two of those teams that we ain't heard a lot about this summer. They got the linebacker, Jensen, that's really good. Losing DJ Rogers, and I know they're tired of hearing that. I know they're tired of hearing everybody say they don't have DJ Rogers no more. Well, I mean, he was an important player because, I mean, yeah, he would run, he'd get 5 yards here, 7 yards there, and then next thing you know, he's gone for 65, and that just changes the game, you know.
Yeah.
Anytime you can hit that home run play like that. So I think they're going to be the 3 seed again. I think Darlington this time is the 2 seed. Losing a lot on the line of scrimmage, you know, big time linebacker Lowenberg going elsewhere. Lost their quarterback. They're going to have to replace. Now, they do have the big running back, or the running back, Demarion Floyd, coming back. They got Talon Shirey coming back.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do. I'm not sure what their quarterback situation is. I'm sure they'll be fine. They got the new head coach coming in, and I like them to finish second. And then obviously that leaves the Trine Bulldogs. Trine's just got too much returning talent. I think the quarterback's going to show off. I think they've got a running back there that I'll let Paul and him talk about, that he could rush for 2,000 yards or something like that crazy. It's going to be a good season for the Bulldogs. Paul?
Yeah, I feel kind of similar to you, Benton. I'm going to, I'm going to go with my top 4 as being Pepperell, number 4. And one of the big reasons for that is, like you said, DJ Rogers gone, and I know they're tired of hearing about it, just like you said. And that they may have some guys that are going to step up and take his place. But until we see that, I'm going Pepperell, number 4.
That's fair.
I'm going Dade County, number 3. Like Coach Poston and what he's got going on up there, they've got some good players returning. I think they're going to be able to, like you said, I think they're going to be able to score some points on offense, and I think they're going to have a fairly stingy defense. Landon Williams, he kind of, he probably won't like me saying this, but he kind of reminds me of Logan Eller from Trine. I think he is one of the toughest, most hard-nosed players probably in the whole region. And so I'm going to go with Dade at 3. I'm going to go with Darlington at 2. Darlington has kind of been hard to beat for some of these single A teams for a while, but they did lose a lot on the line of scrimmage. They did have a player transfer out to another school, and it's been kind of quiet coming out of Darlington since Coach Atha left, and they've got some new guys, so we'll see what they can do. But I'm going with Trine, number 1. Cade Smith at quarterback. For the his third season as a starting quarterback. Toby Maddox at running back. They've got some guys at receiver. They've got a pretty good offensive line coming back. Got some guys on defense. And like you said, Darlington with Floyd and Shirey, I mean, they've got some players. It's just that game being the last game of the year. I think it may boil down to who's the most healthy, who's the least banged up.
And also, I don't mean to interject, but I think there's a sour taste in the Bulldog mouth right now after that the Week 10 game of last year, or the 10th game last year, and it didn't go the Bulldogs' way and kind of got out of hand there. And I think they're hungry. No pun intended.
No, I completely agree, and I also am interested to see what the rest of the region looks like. Coach Gable coming in at Chattooga, I think he's doing some good things. I think Chattooga is going to show some big gains this year. I think they're going to win some ball games. I think they're going to be in some ball games. R. Murchie with the new coach, I can't think of his name right offhand, but he came over from Rockmart, I believe. I'm excited about this region.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dade County at 4. I like what Coach Poston's done over there. Back-to-back playoff appearances for the Wolverines for the first time ever. Looking to make it 3 this year. A lot of talent on offense. I think the defensive line is going to be the key for them. If they step up on offense and defensive line, I could see them finishing high as second in this region. Number 3, Pepperell Dragons. Got the quarterback coming back, Eric Jensen, quarterback, linebacker. Pepperell's one of those teams we haven't heard that much about this summer at all, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in the scrimmage. It's going to create some bulletin board material here, man. I'm going number 2, Darlington Tigers. You guys mentioned the two guys that are coming back for them. They also had a transfer in from Christian Heritage, Sam Wooten, 6'2" linebacker that was real good last year. He'll make a difference for them. Another team that I have seen zero on this summer. No 7-on-7s, no padded camps. Looking forward to seeing what they have when the season comes out. But a team that I have seen this summer and I really like, Trine Bulldogs at number 1. I think, Trine has the potential to at least make the third round of the playoffs. They got guys all over the field. Like Paul said, offensive line, defensive line. They got receivers, a quarterback that can sling it. Toby Maddox, heck of a player. Really excited to see what Trine can do this season.
Yeah, like I said, up and down this region, you got, the teams that we don't have currently making the playoffs. Coosa, Armurchie, and Chattooga, obviously. Those teams are going to be right there. I think Coosa made strides last year, and they're improving. I like what they got going on. And then, Armurchie, they got a lot coming back. Chattooga's got all the young that they had last year is coming back. Plus, they'll be breaking in a new quarterback and a whole new system, a new coach and staff entirely. So it'll be interesting to see what they can put out there.
Yeah, I have seen both Chattooga and Armurchie this summer, and I can tell you that they're not going to be a pushover for anybody. I mean, if you're Pepperell or Dade or Darlington or whoever, you're going to have to beat them.
Yeah.
You aren't going to come out there and beat them 49-0. They're going to be in the ball game. So, and Coosa, I went to a camp this summer out there, and they had a lot of young guys out there, doing their thing. I think they're young, but they have some players out there.
Alrighty. Drop down to Region 4.
Region 4 AA, 4-team region. I mean, the one thing that's guaranteed here is everybody makes the playoffs, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and
yeah, I've got Heard County winning that region. I know Lamar County Stout, but they lost their best player, C.J. Allen, to the Georgia Bulldogs. I mean, anytime a 2A school loses, a single A school loses a kid to Georgia, you have to figure they take a step back.
Well, he's a heck of a ball player.
Heck of a ball player, man. I
saw him down there. Everything, right?
Yeah, I saw him down there in the spring, man. I was really impressed with the kid. I go Herd. I'll go Lamar a close second. Temple, I like what Coach Nix is doing down there with the Temple Tigers. Jace Glenn. Jace Glenn is his name, the running back at Temple. He's going to be a breakout senior this year. Crawford County at number 4.
Yeah, I like that. I got Crawford County at 4. I like Temple at 3 as well. I think I got the same exact lineup. I'm gonna go with Herd to win it, with Lamar at 2, and Temple at 3. I've actually been to all of these places besides Crawford County. It's surprising, and I'll be at Temple again this year. You should be too.
Yep.
But be down there early in the year to play on the turf at Temple. We're saying that more and more often. We had a discussion prior that just about everybody has turf around here now. It's funny to see the transition, but there's a lot of schools that are moving over to turf.
Speaking of turf, did you see that tweet that Coach Poston put out a little while ago? That was great.
Benton and I were talking about it before we came on.
Yeah,
that was great.
That was great. Yeah, they must.
You got to love Coach Poston.
Yeah, that's not the first time he's ribbed the turf coaches. So I'm sure it won't be the last.
Yeah, they're gonna be one of the last holdouts here pretty soon. I heard that Armurchie and Coosa were getting it next off season.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Two Floyd County schools this year, 2 Floyd County schools next year. That's what I heard.
That's going to leave what? Trine and Dade is the only.
Trine and Dade.
And Coach Poston swears they're not going to get it at all. So they might be the final holdout. Magic Morgan.
Magic Morgan, baby.
Yeah.
So speaking of this region, though, I'm going with the exact same predictions you guys are. I like Herd, number one. I think Herd's got solid players all over the field. I think they're going to be good at every level on both sides of the ball. Lamar, I expect to be tough. And then I'm going Temple 3. Again, I like Coach Nick, like what they're doing down there. They're replacing one of the best quarterbacks probably in the area from last year. They got some good athletes. Manny Watkins coming back for them, and then Crawford at number 4.
Yeah. And you guys are saying you're going down to Temple early in the year. I've been down there twice over the last few years, man. They've done a lot of work to that stadium. It's a beautiful stadium to play in.
Yep.
Moving on to 7. See if I can get this right. 7AD2, I think that's what it's called. 3-team region. The 3-team region.
That is it.
The returning state champion Bowden Red Devils, Mount Zion Eagles, and Christian Heritage Lions. Who do you guys like in that one?
I like Bowden to win again. I think they're just going to have too much talent, but I do think Christian Heritage is going to be improved. I love the quarterback play. I love their offensive ability, and I think Christian Heritage will finish second. And then the third team, who'd you say was the third team in that region?
Mount Zion.
Oh, Mount Zion. Yeah, they graduate. They graduate a good bit of their production, I believe, at Mount Zion. We'll see what they can come up with, but I'm going to go Mount Zion at third.
I was leaning towards the same until last week when I went down and saw Mount Zion in a padded camp. They got some dudes on defense. Buchanan at linebacker, 6'2", 210 kid. I'm going to go Bowden at 1, Mount Zion 2, Christian Heritage at 3.
All right.
Defense wins.
Well, we shall see. I'm going to go Bowden number 1. Obviously, I think Bowden's going to make another run. I think they're going to go deep into the playoffs. Coach Finley down there, those guys work hard. They've got some skill. They're tough. They're strong. So I'm going with Bowden as the outright number 1 amongst those 3 teams, and predicting Bowden to go deep into the playoffs again. I think Christian Heritage and Mount Zion are a coin flip. I really do. And, I know a couple of the guys that Mount Zion lost last year, and just like Benton, simply because of that reason, I'm going to go Christian Heritage number 2 and Mount Zion 3. But I think that football game is going to be a really close one. And, it's kind of the flip of the coin, but I'm going to go Christian Heritage 2, Mount Zion 3.
Yeah, I think the advantage that Christian Heritage has over Mount Zion this year is they get them at home.
Yeah,
they played Bowden at home last year and actually played Bowden better than anybody did all season. And then they went down to Mount Zion and got absolutely blown out the last game of the year, which was a surprise to everybody. But it flips this case. This year Christian Heritage goes to Bowden, but they host Mount Zion, so that might help them out. Plus, I saw Christian Heritage this summer, 7-on-7. Man, they got like Benton said, a great quarterback, second-year starter, and they have 3 6'2" wide receivers, which is huge in single A.
Yeah.
Yeah, across the bottom here, I don't know if anybody's seen or if it's big enough to even read, but the scrimmage schedules. We've been working to try to create scrimmage schedules so everybody can get out and see their teams, and maybe even see other teams. 8-4, which is coming up here in 2 weeks. Coosa will be at Ringgold. Armurchie will be at Christian Heritage. That'll be an interesting one to we've talked about maybe going to watch that one. Rockmart at Bremen. Temple will be facing that Mount Zion team. From what I've seen, Pepperell, Cartersville will be at North Murray, so like a 3-team setup. That'll be interesting. Northwest at Calhoun. Lakeview, Fort Overthorpe at East Ridge, Tennessee. Model will be at Sonoraville. And then also Cambridge at Woodstock was thrown in there, so I don't want to leave nobody out. You send me a schedule, I'll put it on there. Then the following week, 8-10 on a Thursday night. So some Thursday night specials. I'll probably see as many football games as I can, to be honest with you. Cass at Cedartown. That should be a very interesting scrimmage. Saudi Daisy at Ringo. That'll be at Finley Stadium up in Chattanooga. Kahula Creek will be at Gordon Central. Rockmart will be scrimmaging at Rome. Heritage will be at Dalton, and Mount Zion will be at Bremen. So a couple people you'll notice have more than one scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
And then the following Friday night, 8-11, August 11th, Gordon Lee will be at Coosa. Dade is at LFO. Chattooga will be at Ridgeland. This one's interesting. Adairsville will be at Trine. Murray County at Southeast Whitfield. Another good one here, Fannin County at Stevens County. Hiram at South Paulding. Lafayette and Model. Rayburn at Bowden, you spoke about earlier, Paul. Interesting game.
Yeah.
Alexander will be at Carrollton. Woodland at Lassiter. Kip Atlanta at New Manchester. And the latest addition was Pickens at Pepperell on the 11th. So a lot of fall games to get out and see.
I was about to say, I know it's hard to really judge anything in the scrimmage games, because they'll play a half, JV half, quarterback and get hit, et cetera, et cetera. But if there's one game on that schedule that you had to go to, the most intriguing game, but besides your team, of course.
Yeah.
What is the most intriguing game on that schedule?
Well, if you take the weight out that I'd like to see teams that Chattooga would probably play, I would probably say that either Cass at Cedartown. Oh man, it's tough though because you got and you got Rome down there, Rockmart and Rome. I would probably, honestly, I'd probably like to watch the Adairsville Trine game. I think that's going to be an interesting game because the line of scrimmage, Adairsville's going to move some people, and they got a heck of a running back and the quarterback coming back. I think that'll be a tough test for the Bulldogs. Let's just say this: if the Bulldogs pass that test, watch out.
Yeah, I think the two that stood out to me were the Adairsville Trine game. I mean, for the reasons you said, I think that's a good test for both of them. You kind of get an idea of where they're going to stand.
Uh-huh.
And I actually like the Models Norville game for the same reason,
Oh, yeah. We seen a good one a few years back, Models.
Yeah, we did.
That was a good one.
Here is a
hand clap.
There it is. A good friend Tia.
Yeah. Tia showing up. Let's see here. Did you get this one posted? AHS to surprise. New coach and surprise O with a dominant D. I like it. I'm guessing we're talking about
Armurchie.
I'm guessing we're talking about Armurchie, yeah.
Yeah, that's the Armurchie Indians there. Yeah, I'm curious to see how that spread offense works out for them this year.
Yeah. There's your question to put you on the spot. I'll pull up Haralson County.
Oh, yeah.
You be thinking on it. What's your prediction for the overall record for the Haralson County Rebels?
On the spot.
Yeah, I tell you, I didn't have much.
I'm
trying to think of the word. Much faith in Haralson County coming into the season until I saw them last week. Man, they were running that offense like crazy. Peavy out there coaching his tail off. I love Coach Peavy, man. He's probably
Oh yeah. Those guys are tough, man.
Yeah. Them kids are ready to run through a brick wall when he's out there, And if you don't, you're going to before practice is over.
Yeah.
But, I totally agree with that. Open up on the road at Rayburn County.
Okay.
Okay. I will jot down in my mind what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Then you're on the road at Mary Parsons. Not real sure about that one.
Okay.
Upson Lee at home. Then you got North Murray at home, Gordon Central on the road, Rockmart at home, Murray on the road, and then you finish at Fannin. Tough.
Man.
5-5.
Yeah, 5-5, 6-4, I'd say, yeah. You put it out there, I'll say similar.
Yeah. I was gonna say 4 and 6.
Dang, you're on the south side. You're gonna get chastised. You're gonna get it. Oh,
No, I mean that's a tough schedule, and Haralson County is a tough, hard-nosed program. Coach Peavy's a good coach. I think they're going to be tough on both sides of the ball, but I think they are going to have a hard time scoring enough points against some of those guys on their schedule.
Yeah.
Miss Tia says, "Hey guys,
with that offense they run, man, they really have to score first. I mean, if they don't score first, they're in trouble."
Yeah, it's a game control.
Yep.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it. Hey, if y'all have any grass issues, if y'all love cutting grass, growing grass, follow Bermuda Brian on YouTube. Man, this guy is the grass master.
The grass
That's cool.
master. Like
grass master. He got the best yard in Floyd County.
Hey, well, look, I'm going to do the same thing I did the last show I was on. I know I missed the AAA show, but I'm going to give a shout out to the Team Cavan guys from our draft. And I know I missed them in the AAA show, but I had Kel Deering from Pickens. I had, I believe it's Cam O'Neill from Bremen. And I think that may be all I had in AAA. I can't remember off the top of my head, but from tonight, got Skylar Williams and Justin Petty from North Murray, Toby Maddox from Trine, Manny Watkins from Temple, Eric Jensen from Pepperell, Bubba Bass from Chattooga, and Jace Turner and Jacob Starling from Haralson County. So looking forward to watching those guys this season and wishing them the best of luck.
Yeah, I have to kind of pat ourselves on the back, man, after that draft, because I think we did a heck of a job, Yep.
I
know Benton pulled out a couple of dudes that Peaks kid from Paulding County. I'm still amazed where you found him, man.
I told you, I found him, and I'm like, this dude is going to be a primetime player, a PTPer.
I tell you, the people that follow us on Twitter and on these shows, they don't realize how much work goes into that draft. You can only pick 2 guys from each team, which means we're picking from all over the area, and I probably had a few hours worth of homework in that draft.
Yeah, and I want to reiterate to the people: don't be discouraged if you weren't selected off your team. I mean, some of these teams are just slap loaded, and the rules say that we can only select 2 from each team. So, then and obviously that's so that we select a bunch of different people. And man, it really opens your eyes to the talent all over.
It does. And I know who I left out. Bryce Hart, AAA linebacker, Ringo, and don't want to leave him out because he's a ball player and he's going to have a heck of a year.
And
this is a comment Benton will be interested in right here. I know this is week 1 for you guys. I don't know why my comments aren't showing, but
I can pull it. There it went. Steam, physicality versus model. Cool.
Yeah, I got to looking at tape this week, man, and I never really seen Dawson Pendergrass play before, but I pulled up his highlights. Man, that is a ball player. That is an old school.
Yeah, he's a. You were telling me about the tight end that's emerged up there that's getting a lot of looks. I can't pull his name
Thompson
right now. You know what I'm talking about?
AJ Thompson.
Yeah, big kid. Yeah, big kid. He looks good on tape. I watched some of that.
That Pendergrass kid, man, he'll go out there and run 300 yards, score 4 touchdowns, and have 15 tackles on defense. And he's like 6 foot, $185.
Yeah, I believe there's been a line of Pendergrasses. I believe there's not the first one that I've heard of from the Lafayette area. I think that will be an interesting game. We get to go up there and christen the turf with Chattooga last year. It was close for a little bit, and then Finley show started, and it kind of blew apart there. So we'll see how the Indians can handle him and the rest of the talent.
Yeah, no. I mean, with as far as that, man, Chattooga, I believe Chattooga and Trine get Lafayette back-to-back weeks. So we'll get a pretty good read, because Lafayette, man, I'm telling you, they're going to surprise some folks this year. I think they've got a good offensive line, good tight end, heck of a running back. So, with those games right there, I think we're going to get a good read real early.
Yeah, Tia had a good comment here, man. If you didn't get selected to the All-Star teams, just use it as motivation.
Absolutely.
That's what you got to do, We get the last comment on here. Eric says he thinks Harrelson's going to go 7-3.
Good deal. Good deal. I'd like to see it. Go for it.
Yeah, if Harrelson goes 7-3, then I would say that all of our playoffs are because they're going to be in it. They're going to be
I'll tell you one thing. The one thing that I would love to see is we all get on here and we make predictions, we make picks, we do our little draft. But anybody that didn't get drafted in any teams we're not selected to make the playoffs, hey, nothing I would love more than to be wrong.
Yeah,
yep. Absolutely. It doesn't bother me one bit,
No. Obviously we're making these picks so we can just comment about the teams and show a little excitement toward the season, and if you want to use us as locker room material,
yeah,
that's fine.
That's right. Hang Lawrence's picture in your locker room using his bulletin board material.
Yeah. Dartboard or something in the lounge or wherever you got. That'd be
great. All right, guys. That wraps up our all our previews. You can go back and catch all our 7, 6A, 5A, 4A on the YouTube channel. We'll be back in 2 weeks, man. We're going to have 3 shows a week, which I'm really looking forward to. We'll have our Pick'em show every Wednesday. Benton will be hosting a Friday night scoreboard show every Friday night. And I'll be on here early Saturday morning, man, with the Saturday morning armchair quarterback for all you old people that can't stay up on Friday night.
Yeah, and I'll as soon as we can get back in town from the away games to give the school, Friday night. So.
Yep, and I'll be there for half of them. I'll be there 50% at least. So.
You might kick it off, and then I can come in and close her down.
Yep. All right, guys.
All right, I appreciate it.
Enjoy it, fellas.